Oh, Force of Negation Lava Dart. Just to keep barely alive. We have another one. So my opponent, maybe my opponent can counter my second Lava Dart. A counter spell. Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. This is MahfuzVanGogh, your dredge guy, and today we are back to Modern. This is my new attempt of Phoenix Dredge, playing Phoenix Dredge in Modern. This is a new deck. And if you're new to this channel, please let me know here in the comments below. And go check first the previous video on this new build. I will leave a card here above me, so you can check that video first and then come back to this one. Because this is a new build. We are doing a new step. Not sure how to express this in English, but we are trying to evolve this new idea. On my first attempt, I went 4-1. And now let's see how this deck goes. Unfortunately, Modern is full of graveyard hate, so classic dredge sometimes can struggle a little bit because our threats are not that fast, and that's why I'm trying to build a different dredge deck in Modern. So we are doing a bold fusion here with Arclight Phoenix. To include a full playset of Arclight Phoenix in our dredge deck, we need to include more enablers and more 1-mana spells than before, and this is why I'm playing Lava Dart. If this was a dredge deck in Legacy, this will probably be Cabal Therapy, for example, because Cabal Therapy can be free cast from your graveyard, and then you'll easily reach 3 spells at the same turn to cast Arclight Phoenix. In my first attempt, I had 2 copies of Goblin Lore, and some players suggested me to change Goblin Lore for Burning Inquiry. But I had a great moment with Goblin Lore. Goblin Lore gives me such a breakthrough impression. Breakthrough is a beautiful card that we have in Legacy. You can draw 4 cards with a single blue mana. Goblin Lore, this is pretty similar. So I want to test Goblin Lore a little bit more. So instead of changing Goblin Lore for Burning Inquiry, I'm changing Cathartic Reunion. And I know this may seem like a crazy idea because Cathartic Reunion is so good in dredge decks, right? This is just like we used to be in the last few years. But this is a different deck, and Cathartic Reunion is so good because you usually will discard threats like Prized Amalgam and Silver Smooth Go, threats that are probably in your starting hand, and now you'll need to put them into your graveyard so you can have the best of your deck. But this deck has 12 dredges instead of 11, so with 4 copies of Faithless, looting 4 copies of Otherworldly Gaze, plus Burning Inquiry, Cathartic Reunion, and Goblin Lore, I'm trying today 2 copies of Burning Inquiry, 2 copies of Reunion, 2 copies of Lore. Let's see if we can find the right balance between those cards. I do agree that we needed a little bit more spells with 1 mana cost, but I still do like Goblin Lore. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. We need some tests. This would be my first test with this new build. I'm not sure if I'm too loud here, if I'm screaming. I beg your pardon. There is a Samba rehearsal or something nearby, and I almost cannot hear my own thoughts here. So, but I have only these moments to record this video, so I hope you are not listening to the same music that I am. Let's see. I'm not the master of edition here, so if you are listening to some music at the background, it will probably stay there. What about our sideboard? We have Lightning Axe, Into the Fluid Maw, Line of the Void. I'm including Silent Gravestone this time as an answer to Surgical Extractions and cards that can hit our Arclight Phoenixes, for example. Exile them, or even Bloodghast. Bloodghast is super good because it will usually be brought back with haste, thanks to Creeping Chill. And then Ancient Grudge, because it is a cheap way to destroy artifacts from our graveyard, and maybe we can even hit artifacts and return Arclight Phoenix at the same turn. I'm not a fan of Ancient Grudge and Dredge, because usually it will be a 2-mana cost to destroy a Gravedigger's Cage, for example. But if our opponent has other artifacts, not graveyard hate in form of artifacts, maybe this card can be good. Who knows, maybe it will force an opponent with Ghost Vacuum to exile this instead of a Dredger, and then we have 1 more turn to win the game. And now I'm also including Life from the Loam. Life from the Loam is a 2-mana cost that can return up to 3 target land cards from our graveyard. And to include Life from the Loam, I have also 2 Stomping Grounds instead of 2 Steam Vents. Part of me is feeling a little bit anxious to have only 13 blue mana sources, but at the same time we have only Otherworldly Gaze and Cephalid Coliseum as cards that need blue mana to be cast. So this is probably good enough But one thing that we could do here maybe is exchanging one Goblin Lore to an extra land. I don't know. Let's play. I'm eager to play, and hopefully we'll do a great result today. Click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you are enjoying this new Modern saga for this channel, trying to hit the best dredge deck in Modern. Let's do it right now. Round 1, we are paired against Ant or MTG. Can we try this? I don't think so. Let's mulligan. Ooh, this is worse. We are on the play. Let's go to 5. Okay, with 2 Otherworldly Gaze, I think we will find our red mana. So let's keep 1 looting, 1 lore, and 2 gazes. I'll play Cephalid Coliseum and pass the turn. Since we don't have Silver Smooth Ghouls, we can cast Otherworldly Gaze on my opponent's turn, and that's fine. My opponent draws. Okay. Either Vial. So this is probably a black-white Blink. Something similar to Death and Taxes. Okay, we don't have our red mana yet, but those are good cards. Let's cast our second Otherworldly Gaze. Oops. Okay, we have a natural draw here, guys. Hopefully a land. Yeah. Okay, our Bloodghast will come back. We already have a 1 Arclight Phoenix there. We have the tools to bring Arclight Phoenix back. But let's see what we will loot first. I think Stomping Ground here is the correct land, in case we hit Life from the Lawn. Oh, 2 lands. We have Faithless looting there, we have Lava Dart, and 2 gazes. What? I'm inclined to discard Goblin Lore, guys. We don't have Dredgers yet, so Goblin Lore will not be the best as a great card here. Probably fetch land, so we can fetch blue. I believe I will cast Otherworldly Gaze on my upkeep. Although it's lagging a little bit. I believe I will cast Otherworldly Gaze on my upkeep and then go from there. I pressed F6 here because Model is lagging, so I don't want to click several times on my opponent's turn. My opponent's playing Flooded Strand and passing the turn. Maybe this is the dog. So let's cast Otherworldly Gaze here. Alright, a second Phoenix. No Dredgers yet. Let's keep Faithless looting. Now that we have 2 Phoenixes, I think I will bring them back, right? Let's grab Steam Vents here, untapped, and maybe this Faithless looting can find us a Dredger. Finally. So let's cast Lava Darts targeting my opponent. This will probably not be a Life from the Long game. So let's sacrifice a Stomping Ground. Because next turn we can crack Cephalid Coliseum and likely we'll find several Creeping Chills. And maybe win the game. Maybe Creeping Chill is our finisher this game. So let's attack here, dealing no blocks, nothing? Alright. I was expecting a removal spell or something. So my opponent is down to 8. Maybe it's just Philia and no 1 mana cost creature. They must have something, right? They kept their hand. Godless Shrine, not Orcish Bowmasters. What it is? Yeah, it's the cute dog. But my opponent is down to 5. They needed to fetch a Godless Shrine. They probably have black spells. Another fetch land. Okay, my opponent has the combo Overlord. Overlord has a white orchid something. My opponent decided to return another copy of Philia. Why? Okay, my opponent attacks, blinking the enchantment. They need something like Solitude here. Maybe with Ephemerate. Oh, now they have an Emperor of Bones. Ephemerate is there, but my opponent will bring back to their hand. White Orchid Phantom. Alright, so my opponent can block 1 Arclight Phoenix and destroy 1 of our lands. We still have our basic mountain in our deck, so let's dredge 4. Yeah, the mountain is still there. My opponent tries to destroy 1 of our lands. We can Cephalid Coliseum in response. We have a dredger there. So I believe we should attack here. Let's see how my opponent will respond. Attack, attack. We don't need to attack with Bloodghast because my opponent has a blocker. Okay, their Vial is tapped. The Phantom? Yeah, is the Phantom. Destroying our Steam Vents. Now that's our time to do a good move here. Let's tap that for blue. My opponent destroy. Oh no, this wasn't the right play. I am distracted here by the music, guys. I should do this before, because if we hit more Bloodghast now, they would enter the battlefield. They cannot attack anymore this turn, but at least they would be on the battlefield. Luckily, this will not cost us the game because my opponent is down to 5 life. Model is lagging again. And my opponent can block only 1 Arclight Phoenix. They have 1 fetch. They can go down to 4. If we hit 1 Creeping Chill here and 1 Lava Dart, we can even win the game without dealing damage with Phoenix. My opponent has a removal spell. So Dredge, oh, Bloodghasts are there, you see? Dredge 4. But luckily this will not cost us the game. Okay, Creeping Chill, and 1 more. Dredge, okay, 2 Creeping Chills. And 1 Lava Dart. So let's see. My opponent is dead. They need to gain some life here. Or to exile or creeping chills if they have Link to Dust or something. Okay, they crack Marsh Flats for basic planes. Ephemerate. Oh, my opponent will try to hit Solitude to exile one of their creatures and gain some life, but there's no Solitude there. And my opponent concedes. Alright, let's do our sideboard against this deck. This is my first time sideboarding with this list, the new list. Part of me wants to include Leyline of the Void, just as an experiment, because my opponent has so many shenanigans with their graveyard. Lightning Axe is also a good card. My opponent will usually have creatures to blink. But maybe Burning Inquiry is not as its best here because we can help our opponent with it. So maybe we can exchange 3 enablers for 3 enablers that also are removal spells, Lightning Axe. And do I remove something to include Leyline? Bloodghast, maybe one Loam? Loam is probably good on the play, but not that good on the draw because of white Arclight Phantom. Let's try like that. If we hit a Leyline of the Void with a good hand, it will be a lucky strike. Oh, this hand is tempting. We don't have a good turn 1. Our turn 1 would be... Well, this hand has a plan because we have 3 lands. So Bloodstained Mire, surveilling something good. Then Cathartic Reunion, reaching Phoenixes and Lava Darts. On turn 3, Faithless Looting, and maybe 2 Lava Darts and attacking for lethal. This hand has a plan. My opponent kept 7 cards. I'm not sure if this plan is good enough, but my Dredge Soul doesn't want to mulligan this hand with Cathartic Reunion and good Dredgers. Let's see, maybe this is not good enough. Let's test our new deck. A Dredge deck, a regular Dredge deck would not mulligan this hand. Lava Dart is good probably. Can probably guarantee our Phoenixes to return on turn 3. Opponent has Marsh Flats. And they passed the turn. Very suspicious because my opponent kept 7 cards on the play. So they must have something. Maybe this is just failure again. Okay, Bloodghast can be put into our graveyard. Now we draw. Oh, Lightning Axe is good. Part of me wants to hold Lightning Axe here, but I think we must go for our plan here, right? Let's see, Bloodghast enters the battlefield. My opponent didn't answer that. Well, let's do our thing. If my opponent has Surgical Extractions, we at least have 2 different Dredgers. And then next turn we have Lightning Axe, Lava Dart, maybe more. Opponent is thinking here. Maybe they have Surgical. If they Surgical my Sync with Imp, that's fine. I prefer them to Surgical a Dredger. Okay, it's resolving. Then Phoenixes. Bulgari Thug. Okay, Creeping Chill. We have 2 Bloodghast there. No Phoenixes yet. My opponent's down to 17. Let's pass the turn. We have 7 cards in our hand. This is turn 2. Opponent cracks Marsh Flats. For basic planes. Okay, the dog is here. Did I do a dog impression? Not really, right? Because the dog is ours. When it's our ox or our frog, we can do some impressions. Okay, Philia is attacking, blinking Bloodghast, that's fine. And Bloodghast is back. My opponent didn't cast a single spell their turn. This is still really suspicious. We'll dredge 3. Nothing exciting there. They must have some shenanigans with Ephemerate, right? That's why they kept this hand. Maybe they have Solitude and 2 Ephemerates or something like that. Since our Bloodghast will not be hasty yet, let's attack first. Because if my opponent destroys Bloodghast, I can just play a land and get 3 Bloodghasts back. Opponent is down to 14. We don't have red mana to Loam. Green mana, I'm sorry. I think Steam Vents will enter untapped, because this way we can cast Dark Blast, Lightning Axe, and Lava Dart this turn, or on my opponent's turn. We are representing Force of Negation with 3 mana open, 3 open mana, 2 of them being blue. My opponent actually... Okay, now they have Solitude. Now they can no longer wait. Targeting one of our Bloodghasts. I could kill a Bloodghast in response, but I think I would let it go because definitely my opponent has Ephemerate, right? Yeah. And now I'll cast Lightning Axe targeting Solitude. If my opponent has a second Ephemerate, I can kill Solitude in response. I have Dark Blast and Lava Dart. This way my opponent will spend 2 Ephemerates. Oh no, okay, only 1. So no Solitude for you, my friend. I'm not even sure if I will try to kill Philia, because it's just a 2-2 at this point. I prefer to kill the other creatures that my opponent might have. So we can take 2, that's fine. And luckily next turn we can bring back some Phoenixes. Or at least reveal a Faithless Looting. We have 3 mana here. My opponent plays tapped land. Alright. Philia does nothing. And now we dredge 5. Okay, 1 Arclight Phoenix, 1 Creeping Chill. I think now we'll try to bring back Phoenix, right? But doing what? I can cast 2 Lava Darts here, so I think I will cast Otherworldly Gaze first. I don't need to to cast Lava Dart, Dark Blast. Oh, great cards for next turn. Or even this turn. This is one of the moments where Goblin Lore will shine. Put Cathartic Reunion in our graveyard and keep Goblin Lore. We already have one Lava Dart there, so we can try to kill Philia and return one Arclight Phoenix. I can even use Lava Dart here, because if my opponent tries to link Philia, the dog will go to the graveyard anyways, because we can just sacrifice 2... If we feel we need, of course. I don't want to do that because I have a Goblin Lore on top of my library. Waldo is lagging so much. My opponent has only 2 cards in their hand. If everything goes right, we'll hit my opponent dealing 7 damage this turn, and then Goblin Lore next turn. Okay, so let's sacrifice one of our blue mana. Okay, Philia is down. Arclight Phoenix is back, baby. Rising from the ashes. I don't know how is the sound of a phoenix. Anyone here knows how is the sound of a phoenix, so I can do an impression next video. Okay, my opponent has Fatal Push. That's fine, we can do that again next turn. Not immediately. So far we have only Dark Blast and Lava Dart, but after dredging, maybe we can hit something. God Guests, one of the best dredge heritage. Now what? My opponent taps 3 mana for Recruiter of the Guard. Alright, we can kill this creature at any moment. My opponent has only 1 card in their hand. 2 cards now, one of them is Solitude. Opponent is down to 7. Let's throw our Goblin Lore. And I think I'll do this right now, because if we hit a second Lava Dart, our Arclight Phoenixes will come back. So, Dredge 5. Okay, 2 Creeping Chills. We don't even need to attack. This deck is awesome. And we can dredge once more. We have 2 darts already. 2 Phoenixes. Yeah, what can I say? What can I say? My opponent is down to 1. And now we can cast Lava Darts targeting my opponent. So they need to cast Solitude, exiling their own Recruiter, but then we will have Arclight Phoenix and we have another Lava Dart. Guys, this deck is awesome. Let's go to our second round. I want to say thank you to all my patrons that you can see here on this page. Guys, you are awesome. And I can create content because of your continuous support. If you also want to help me as a content creator, please go there, check my Patron page. patreon.com/thedredgeguy. See you there. Round 2. We are paired against Waldo. Where's Waldo? Lag. Okay, let's skip this. This hand is similar to our previous hand on game 2 in our previous match. We have access to 4 lands this time, and we are on the play. Let's skip it. When you have Lava Darts as one of your finishers, having extra lands is actually good. And with a single Surveil land in your deck and 8 fetch lands, even when we don't have a turn 1 enabler, we can still do great things. I decided to play Artemisas so we can give our opponent a white deck impression, like Boros Energy, but my opponent is probably playing Boros Energy. So Thundering Fall stepped. Creeping Chill, okay, Draining Tree, we are ahead. I would like to have a Dark Blast now, Dark Blast, Blood Crypt. So do I play Blood Crypt here? Against white deck, sometimes you want access to 2 black mana, so maybe I can fetch our second and last Blood Crypt here. This way I can guarantee turns like casting Dark Blast on my upkeep and then Dark Blast again on my main step to kill a creature with 2 Thoughtness. Something that can happen. So now let's discard our Dredgers. Okay, it's resolving Dredge 4, Dredge 3. And we drew a Stinkweed Imp. Not good. Not good. We can cast Otherworldly Gaze on our next upkeep. My opponent attacks us with Ocelot Pride. Plays a land. Oh, they have a second Pride. Oh, a third one. Okay, guys. We have only 1 Bloodghast there. I could be super slow here, play a land, draw a card, play a land, and cast Faithless Looting. But I think casting Otherworldly Gaze is better. Okay, it is better. Now we have Burning Inquiry, and we have a Dredger there. So let's draw, and let's burn the house down. I will play Stomping Ground, untapped. Bloodghast enters the battlefield without haste, but it doesn't matter. And luckily we will have enough tools to win the game next turn. Dredge 5, Creeping Chill, Dredge 5, another Bloodghast. And Dredge 4, we have 1 Lava Dart there. Okay, we have 1 Phoenix, 2 darts. Our opponent is down to 3. This is turn 3. Down to 13, I'm sorry. I think I need to kill one of those sprites. What is more important here? Black, green, or blue? We have blue mana in our deck, so yeah, I think this is good. I'm not sure if I will keep Phoenix on defense here. I think I'm going to attack. I'm not sure. I know this deck is my creation, but it is still a new deck. And this is probably my 3rd or 4th Goblin Bombardment. Well, we still have 19 life. This is probably my 4th time playing against Boros Energy. So let's kill one of their prides before Goblin Bombardment hits the table. I will unfortunately have less lands, but I think we must do this. Next turn we'll have 2 blocked guests coming back. My opponent is already down to 10. And we have Dredgers, we have Dredge 5, have Loam in our hand. Yeah. The thing is, we have Dark Blast there, so I think we will not cast Loam again. I think it's better to keep Blood Crypt, and this way we can kill... My opponent is stepping out to cast this Goblin Bombardment. I'm not sure if they have land and another 1 mana creature. Waldo is lagging so much here. Okay, I'll stop talking about the lag. But you can see here the circle above Waldo's name. Okay, now I can sacrifice a mountain. I'll sacrifice Stomping Ground. Now my opponent can attack, dealing 4 damage. They sacrifice some creatures they can kill or Bloodghast, but we have a land in our hand. Now we will dredge. I think we need to kill the last pride. Oh yeah, and we have Lava Dart there. Okay, so let's play Scouting Turn first. I think I could kill the pride first, because if my opponent wants to be smart and kill Bloodghast, thinking that we don't have a 4th land, we will surprise them. Because my opponent is up to 11 life now, so my Bloodghast will not have haste. But I can cast a Lava Dart targeting my opponent, put them back to 10. And it's a good thing to have a fetch land here, because we can bring back Bloodghast twice. Oh, my opponent is going after Phoenix. Okay, let's re-evaluate here. We don't have ways to bring back Phoenix this turn. If it dies, opponent has 3 cards in their hand. I think I'll attack first. I could be super aggressive here, trying to hit my opponent for a maximum damage now, but my opponent still has 3 cards in their hand. So let's keep that Lava Dart around a little bit more. And now my opponent has an opportunity to kill my Phoenix, and maybe my Bloodghast. Maybe my opponent thinks a good play, and then we will surprise them playing Scouting Turn. Okay, Phoenix down. My opponent didn't block Bloodghast, that was a mistake. And now I'll play Scouting Turn to bring back 2 Bloodghasts. But I will not crack Scouting Turn yet, right? We don't need to. My opponent has only 3 small cats. We are slightly ahead here. We have Otherworldly Gaze and Lava Dart. We need 1 more Lava Dart in the game. My opponent thought for a moment and stopped. Now they attack with 3 cat tokens. We cannot block, we are down to 12. Ajani. Okay, my opponent can flip Ajani, sacrificing a cat token. Can probably kill Ajani next turn, but my opponent can have more cats. They can deal more damage to us. They have 4 damage right in our face. We're down to 7. My opponent is stepped. Let's dredge first. I will dredge 3, so I can kill one of their cats. 2 darts, 1 Phoenix. Can get Phoenix back. Try to kill the cat. Thing is, even if I try to do lethal damage here, my opponent can sacrifice their tokens to kill my Bloodghast at any moment. So it seems like you have lethal, but we don't have. If I sacrifice one of our mountains to cast Lava Dart targeting my opponent's second untapped cat, and then another Lava Dart, we need to fetch first here to sacrifice the token. My opponent will see the danger and will probably hit our Bloodghast just to avoid lethal damage. I'm not sure how to navigate here. I think we should try to hit this untapped cat token anyways. Let's sacrifice Blood Crypt. This is so tense because if my opponent does a single mistake, you can grab this game to our side. For example, if they try to hit 1 Bloodghast here, they are definitely doing some math. Like, I sacrificed those 3 creatures. My opponent is down to 3, but then my Ajani dies. Yeah, it's not easy. Now, if I cast Lava Dart targeting Ajani, I can kill Ajani easily, right? And then my opponent still can attack me for lethal. I think this game is unfortunately over, guys. My opponent is hitting me here. I'll try to play trying to force my opponent to do a mistake here, because I don't think we have chances to win now. Yeah, my opponent didn't. My opponent will not do a mistake here. Yeah, they have a second Ajani. Yeah, that explains why they are hitting us, dealing 1 damage each time instead of killing our creatures, because they had the control of this game the whole time. Okay, we are 0-1. We need to win 2 matches in a row. We have Lightning Axe, especially for matches like this. So we can side out 1 Otherworldly Gaze, 1 Lore, I think, and 1 Guest. Guests are not that great against. Let's try like that. Yes, I would like to play first. Okay. Can we keep this? We have Thundering Falls. This is not the greatest hand, but having 2 Lava Darts in our starting hand is so tempting. This is a slow hand, but it can work. It can definitely work. Maybe it was just a mulligan and I'm crazy, but I feel this hand can win. Need to find something. Okay, Dredger is perfect. Now this hand is awesome. We can even discard a Lava Dart next turn and maybe return some Phoenixes. But you know, guys, I know it's tempting to just go for a turn 2 when you have the chance. But Modern, not Legacy, right? In Legacy, sometimes you feel that you need to be fast. But Modern is another format. It's slightly different. Okay, we have 2 Dredgers in our graveyard. So if I cast Cathartic Reunion here, it is already good. On the other hand, my opponent kept a hand of 7 and did nothing. So that's super scary. I could play a land here and hold all of my options, Lava Dart and 2 Lava Darts and Otherworldly Gaze, and I think that's what I am doing. Because if my opponent has a single Thriving Charm, we can lose the game on the spot. So my opponent kept 7 cards for a reason. Let's try to understand that reason. They put the Blood Cinemire in the graveyard. They play a Mountain and a Johnny. Can kill that. It doesn't need to be now. I can cast Otherworldly Gaze first. Maybe finding one of our best enablers for next turn. We already have a Cathartic Reunion, so a single Faithless looting would be awesome. I'm sorry. Okay, we track Arid Mesa for Stomping Ground untapped, and we cast Otherworldly Gaze. Alright, that's amazing. So let's keep Burning Inquiry on top, and this way we can dredge 5 times next turn. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I got distracted for a single second and clicked on Dark Blast instead of keeping Burning Inquiry on top. Oh, can you hear the songs? Can you hear the music? Okay, we can still win this. This is still good, actually. It would be better, of course, but this way will also work. Let's discard the Lava Dart here. So we can always have the chance to bring back some Phoenixes. We dredge 4 again, and we dredge 3. We have 1, 2 Phoenixes. My opponent is down to 13. Play the land, Pain to Life, yeah. We could try to be smart here and kill the Cat Warrior token and then kill a Johnny with our Phoenixes. But I don't think my opponent will fall for this trap. My opponent doesn't need to flip a Johnny, right? So let's kill a Johnny. Now I have 2 Phoenixes coming back. My opponent will go down to 7. Let's see if they can come back from this. They have Flage or something, they might come back. Okay, nothing. Alright. Oh, my opponent must have something, right? This does not make sense. Let's dredge 3 here. Okay, another Bloodghast. I think my opponent has Thriving Charms, so let's play Blood Crypt untapped, see if this is the case. Because we already have lethal with Lava Dart and 2 Phoenixes. My opponent wants to cast Thriving Charm. This is the moment. Okay, Galvanic Discharge instead. To kill one of our Phoenixes. Okay, it's in our graveyard. And now they have the Thriving Charm. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine, right? Cannot cast Gaze because we don't have blue mana, but I think it's even better if you just keep Dart and Blast open to kill one of my opponent's best creatures. Then we'll attack dealing 3 damage. My opponent will go down to 4. We don't need to kill the Cat Warrior token yet. Let's just attack. And now, what? One has Arena of Glories, so anything can happen. 5 cards in their hand. Page, alright, my opponent will go up to 7. We at least have Dark Blast, so we will dredge again. Oh, my opponent is killing Phoenix, or Phoenix. A tapped Sacred Foundry. Okay, because of that, I think I will not cast Dark Blast this turn. Let's cast now on our upkeep, because this way we will guarantee 3 spells this turn, and we also can dredge. Dredge 3. 2 Phoenixes, okay. You see, guys? Having haste, just better. Haste, just better. Why would we keep returning tapped creatures? Why? If you have access to hasty creatures, yeah? This feels like a Turbo Dredge in Modern. I've been playing Turbo Dredge, Turbo Citro Dredge in Legacy for almost a year now. And this feels like this gives us a turbo feeling, but in Modern. Because it's not the usual thing to have creatures with haste dredge, right? So the match is tied. We need to win this, but we are on the draw. Oh, this hand is dirty. This hand is so good against this deck. This is almost a god hand against this deck. We have our best treasure against this deck. We can cast it. We have 2, maybe 3 removal spells. After that, our Dredger is a removal spell. We have Inquiry and Goblin Lore. This is so good. Unless my opponent has 2 Thriving Charms, I think this will be our game. Let's see, you never know. My opponent is thinking about their hand. Or maybe that's just a lag. Okay, my opponent kept 7. So that's scary. Please, 1 Thoughtness creature, please. Yeah, Ragavan is perfect. Ragavan, the monkey. Oh, looting is incredibly good draw. So let's fetch here for a Blood Crypt. Untapped. Oh, that was actually not the best move here. Revealing Blood Crypt this way. Because the best moment to cast this Dark Blast is when my opponent's combat phase begins. This way my opponent cannot cast a second Ragavan with dash, right? You never know. This actually happened to me once. I killed the Ragavan and my opponent had another one with dash. But it wasn't against energy, it was against 5-color Zoo, I guess. So let's kill Ragavan now. Okay, my opponent plays a Plains. Goblin Bombardment. Alright. No creatures for our opponent. That's good. Let's dredge. Have another dredger there. Let's cast Faithless Looting first. Goblin Lore will be for the future. Yeah, that's the reason. And discard 2 dredgers here. Let's play Scalding Tarn. Bloodghast enters the battlefield. We have only 1 Phoenix there. Grab Stomping Ground here. Untapped and cast Inquiry. Have chances to return several Phoenixes. Need to have a Lava Dart at the end of this. Creeping Chill, 1 Creeping Chill. We have Lava Dart there. 2 Phoenixes. We have Goblin Lore in our hand. I'm having second thoughts here. Okay, probably better. Opponent will go down to 8. And now if they want to Thraben Charm, they will just lose the game. They cast a Thraben Charm, they will just lose the game, and we have a Lava Dart. We cannot cast Goblin Lore anymore, but we can cast Dark Blast. So yeah, I think we're good. Oh, my opponent conceded. Oh, this was so good. Round 3, we are on the draw this time. Our opponent is F4 phase, and they play a Flooded Strand, exit. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't tell you anything about my hand. This hand is weird, and I'm testing the deck, so I'll keep it. 2 Goblin Lores in my hand. It seems like 2 breakthroughs in my starting hand in Legacy. It's never good, but maybe it's better because you have left from the loan. So maybe you can, for example, cast loan on turn 2 and 2 Goblin Lores on turns 3 and 4. I don't know. Goblin Lore, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful cards in our deck. Usually you don't want to see more than 1 in your starting hand, but I will test it. No, my opponent had only a Preordain. In 2 cards to the bottom. The blue-black deck, maybe the animation deck, Stomping Ground. This is good because now we can grab our Surveil land without feeling guilty that we don't have green mana anymore. Mana can be an issue with this deck because we are playing 4 colors. My opponent plays Preordain. 2 cards on the bottom again. A Surveil land. Okay, let's crack our fetch land for a Thundering Falls. Arclight Phoenix, alright. Maybe we will another land. That's not great. My opponent is stepped here, so let's take this opportunity to grab that Scalding Tarn back. We don't need it, but I would like to have a Dredger in our graveyard before casting my first Goblin Lore. Oh, my opponent had a Force of Negation, so no Dredger for us. Adding Oculus, so yeah. Blue Black Reanimator, Black Oculus confirmed. My opponent had a Flooded Strand, Basic Island. Oh, Murktide. So no Oculus in my opponent's hand. This is a 6/6 line. Am I just casting Stink with Imp this turn? Let's see what we'll draw. Another land. Gosh. Okay, let's thin the deck a little bit. Grabbing black this time, so we have access to all of our colors. And I'll cast Stink with Imp as a blocker, guys. My opponent wants to counter this somehow. That's fine, because we would like to have Stink with Imp in our graveyard anyways. Then next turn we can cast 2 Goblin Lores, hopefully. We don't discard one of them. Okay, it's in play. And now I have a blocker, so my opponent will probably not attack. If they attack, the Murktide will die. Okay, I was wrong. My opponent is attacking, so maybe they want to trade here. Sure why, let's see. Both creatures, nothing more, alright. So let's dredge 5. Bloodghast, Otherworldly Gaze, we don't have other dredgers. So let's bring back this Bloodghast. Okay guys, sorry, this wasn't the right sequence again. I think I prefer to cast Otherworldly Gaze here. The right move will be cast Otherworldly Gaze first and then playing the land, in case we hit another Bloodghast. We can also cast Faithless Looting. I think you cannot hear the sound of music. I thought it was a samba, but it is probably maracatu. Maracatu is another Brazilian rhythm, and it's super loud. Super loud. I cannot hear my thoughts here. Okay, see, this was another mistake. I did too. Let's think. I should cast Otherworldly Gaze and then maybe Goblin Lore if I hit a Dredger. But that's fine, maybe this is even better. Because now I can keep burning Inquiry for next turn. Or maybe, considering that my opponent is letting me resolve things, maybe it's better to just Dredge again next turn. Because we already have 2 Goblin Lores, right? So distracted. I'm sorry guys, I'm so distracted. Let's focus. Oof, Dredge 5. Okay, we have 1 Phoenix. No Dredgers again. Goblin Lore twice. Maybe I can try again the Otherworldly Gaze. My opponent must have counter spells, right? So let's tempt them with Otherworldly Gaze first. Okay, it is resolving. Now we have 2 Dredgers in our graveyard. Now let's cast Goblin Lore. I don't think that it will resolve. Just a Goblin Lore. Nothing bad will happen to you, opponent. Let me cast Goblin Lore. I have 2 Phoenixes waiting there. 3 Defay, meaning 4 cards, alright? Oh, they have Spell Snare. Okay, yeah, they chose Spell Snare and now they can counter my Goblin Lore. But that's fine. My opponent has an Oculus now, so maybe they can win the game reanimating that Oculus. They have an Earth. they can probably win the game here. We can still win the game, but against a giant flyer that... Okay, nothing. Our opponent still has only 3 open mana. They have something because they didn't cast Fae. 5, we have a Lava Dart, Faithless, 2 Dredgers. We'll start with Goblin Lore. Our opponent has Orcish Bowmasters, dealing 1 damage to us. They don't want to kill our Bloodghast. I think I will kill Bowmasters in response here, just to guarantee that that Arc Army token will not be huge, because there is always a possibility that we don't hit other Dredgers after 2 cards. Dredge 4. Okay, we have Dredge 4. 1 more Phoenix. Dredge 3. And Dredge 4. We have that, we have Chills. We have Looting. I can cast Dark Blast and Otherworldly Gaze, or I can cast Faithless Looting. How many Chills we still have? Oh, we still have 2 Chills. So let's cast Faithless. This is an easy looting. If we hit 2 more Chills, we have more than lethal. Okay, it's resolving. We Dredge 5. 2 Chills. Yes! Okay. And we have Life from the Loam. If anything goes wrong for some reason, we can cast Life from the Loam next turn to bring back those Bloodghasts. But everything is absolutely fantastic. So I'll kill the Orc. Don't need blue anymore. And let's bring back our Phoenixes. That was super good, guys. We are ahead playing this match. Now, sideboard, huh? Gravestone and Land of the Void seem the obvious choices here because we can hit our opponent's graveyard plan and also protect ours. Cards like Surgical and Ghost Vacuum, similar cards. So to include 6 cards, let's take a little bit of everything. Or 1 Gaze, 1 Blast, 1 Ghast, 1 Dart, and maybe we don't need 3 Gravestones. Gravestone is good against the Nerf, but we are not sure if our opponent has Surgical. Sometimes they can have other cards. Let's try only 2 Gravestones and 3 Leylines. Okay, we don't have Leyline or Gravestone, but this hand is good. My opponent kept 7. This hand can be super explosive, like turn 2 explosive. So let's keep it. Turn 1, we discard Dredger and Lava Dart. Turn 2, Goblin Lore, hitting Phoenixes and a second Dart. Maybe bringing back 2 or 3 Phoenixes to win the game with some Creeping Chills along the way. Oh, my opponent has Grafdigger's Cage. We don't have answers for that. Cathodic Reunion. So now we want to hit some Creeping Chills and attack with some creatures being cast from our hand. Let's discard 2 Dredgers. Creeping Chills can put our opponent down to 10 or even less. And if we hit 2 black mana, we can cast not only this Leyline of the Void, but also Bloodghast. Luckily, my opponent will not have any creature. Oh, Spellbomb. Oh, that's true. No creatures yet. Let's Dredge, right? One Creeping Chill. Let's see if my opponent wants to crack that Spellbomb. Okay, not yet. My opponent is down to 15. We'll play Scalding Tarn. Bloodghast triggers, but it doesn't matter. Next turn, we can grab Life from the Loam, have some lands back to cast a Line of the Void, Bloodghast from our hand. We draw them. My opponent doesn't want Consign to Memory. Play another land and pass. That's good. We can still win this. We'll Dredge 3. Okay, we have several lands there. Let's crack here. Considering what my opponent did last turn, I don't think they will crack Spellbomb now with a single Life from the Loam, but never know. Because Spellbomb is guaranteeing that we have something to destroy artifacts. My opponent still wins this game. My opponent is okay. My opponent will crack Spellbomb. They play 1 black mana to draw a card. So we still have Life from the Loam there, but we don't have our lands. Let's play Cephalid, Coliseum and pass. My opponent cracks Flooded Strand for probably a tapped land. Yeah, Surveil land. They liked the card. They put the card on top. Basic Island. And Psychic Frog. Okay. If we have black mana, we can cast Think with Imp as a blocker. So let's Dredge 3 here. Nothing there. I think we'll cast Cathodic Reunion, but we'll try to draw some cards instead of Dredge. We need another land. And my opponent counters with Spellsnare. Okay guys, let's consider here. Let's save some time. I don't think we will win this. If my opponent had no frogs, this could be a weird win, but still could be a win. Since my opponent has Spell Bombs, I will not play Silent Gravestone anymore. Grudges are a consideration, or just bounce spells. But now we are on the play, and knowing that my opponent has Spell Bomb and Grafdigger's Cage, maybe you don't need to bring answers to Cage. Specifically to Cage. Let's re-include the Goblin Lore, Dark Blast, so we can change treasures here. And Lava Dart. Need to take 1 more card from our deck. Maybe just keep Leylines. This is my first time sideboarding with this configuration here, so I think I want Bloodghast's full play set being on the play. I think Leyline of the Void is good. We hit 1 Leyline, so difficult to our opponent to win. Let's submit with a single Goblin Lore and 3 Blood Gas. I would like to have the 4th, but yeah, you cannot have everything. So yeah, I'd like to play first. With lands, please. Let's mulligan. Okay, this is super decent. We have Leyline. We have only 1 land, but with 2 lootings, we have tools to find our second land. This hand can even win on turn 2. We have Leyline in play. Creeping Chill will be shuffled back, of course. Then we cast Looting. We discard Dark Blast and maybe other Dredger. And then on turn 2, Faithless Looting and Burning Inquiry. And can win on turn 2. So yeah, Leyline is in play. We play Wooded Foothills. Crack it for Blood Crypt, I guess. In case we need to cast Dark Blast for some reason to bring Phoenixes back. Okay, we have our second land. So let's discard Leyline and Dark Blast. We don't have strong Dredgers, but we have 12 Dredgers now. So we can chain Dredgers easier than previous Dredge builds. If my opponent has a Graveyard Hate on turn 1. They kept 7 cards. They have a Spell Bomb or something. We can rebuild our graveyard after that. Okay, my opponent played a land and passed. That's good. That's good news. Unless they have Surgical. So Dredge 3. No other Dredgers, unfortunately. So we need to cast this Faithless Looting now. Oh, another Inquiry. Okay, let's discard 2 cards. One of them is Dark Blast. I'll cast my first Inquiry. We will probably discard our second one, but maybe we will keep it. I want to chain Dredgers now. Dredge 3. Okay, 5. And 3 again. We have 1 Phoenix. We have 1 Chill. Only 1 Phoenix. Am I too greedy if I wait one more turn? Because if I cast Lava Dart now, I will have only 1 land for the rest of the game. And if my opponent kills my Arclight Phoenix, I will not do anything else. So it is probably better to wait one more turn. Even if this gives my opponent 1 more turn to find a Graveyard Hate. But imagine I'm doing that and my opponent just plays a Psychic Frog on turn 2. Okay, my opponent paid 2 life to play Water Grave untapped, but nothing else. So we'll grab our Loam. We'll have Blood Gas now. So let's try to get some lands back. Coliseum, 1 fetch and 1 Thundering Falls. Of each, 1 Surveil, 1 Enabler, 1 fetch. If I do that, I will probably play the fetch land. So if my opponent has something against my Blood Gas, I can crack fetch land immediately. Okay, Loam worked. Blood Gas will trigger. Opponent letting this happen. Again, I just cast 2 Lava Darts here and... am I too greedy, guys? I think now I will do this because now I have more lands, right? So now the right choice is just go for it, since now we have more lands. My opponent is down to... Okay, everything is working. Why my opponent played Water Grave tapped? Just to cycle a nerf, alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guys, we might have lethal next turn. My opponent needs to do something. Okay, Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog is a great blocker. And Surveil land. Opponent has several cards in their hand, 6 cards. So we can still attack to deal 4 damage here. Am I cracking this Bloodstained Mire? I don't think so. Maybe I am, just to thin the deck a little bit. Because my opponent will not block Blood Gas anyways, right? My opponent is tapped. So let's grab... let's guarantee our basic mounting here, guys. I know it's weird, because we have a Cephalic Coliseum in our hand. And maybe it's just the wrong decision thinking about that. But I don't want to lose to a Harbinger here. This happened to me several times, including in our last Modern League. So I just don't want to lose to a Harbinger next turn. Let's guarantee our basic mounting. I will attack. Not sure if this is right because... yeah, maybe it will be better to just play for... Oh, my opponent is blocking Blood Gas. Why? They don't want to discard some of their cards. That's why. But now they are down to 4. Blood Gas enters the battlefield again because we have lands. Now we cast Otherworldly Gaze. We have 1 extra Phoenix for next turn. Bug. Do I even keep Faithless Looting? I don't think so. Because next turn I have chances to... yeah, I think against the blue deck I don't want to cast spells now at this point of the game. I just want to dredge. Hit more gases or chills. I already have a Lava Dart. Dredge 5. 2 darts. Let's play this Thundering Falls. If everything goes wrong, I'll have another land. I think I'm not playing too tight here. I think I'm playing loosely. But probably not my best gameplay in this league. Hopefully this will work anyways. My Rakatu keeps going on. Let's attack first. Let's see if my opponent has something here. I have 2 darts there. We can just target our opponent, casting 1 dart and the other dart. My opponent... okay, my opponent has Fatal Push. So maybe they can cast Removal Spell on Phoenix? No? My opponent's down to 1. Let's try to win here. Oh, Force of Negation Lava Dart. Just to keep barely alive. We have another one. So my opponent... maybe my opponent can counter my second Lava Dart. A counter spell. Okay. Hey. Let's see, my opponent has 2 cards in their hand. Will they attack with this Psychic Frog? Have a land on top. Remember? Have 2 guests coming back with haste next turn. Opponent is discarding cards, counters on frogs, so 180 cards, and cycles unearth. And consider the match. We won, guys. We won once more. Oh, guys, this is round 4. I forgot to to click the record button on time. But this is our turn 1, and I kept this hand with a single land, Lavadatkin Graveyard, because it was a survey land, and because we have so much action in our hand. If we found our second land, this hand is amazing. Now my opponent plays Lunar War, Waste, Just Bubble. What is that? Wrecking Bubble to see our top card. Oh, Spell Bomb in the main deck. Yeah, I can see why Dredge is having a hard time in Modern. Spell Bomb in the main deck. And now I have Otherworldly Gaze. My opponent knows about it. Let's cast it, I guess, since my opponent has a Spell Bomb. Okay, we have our land for the next turn. Maybe we should cast Otherworldly Gaze on our opponent's turn, right? Since this is a green-black deck. Like, okay, and not a counterspell deck, probably. Oh, this is Lantern. So now our land is exiled. Oops. Yeah. Okay, it didn't matter at the end because if we did cast Otherworldly Gaze after that, my opponent lands now. My opponent would put the top card there anyways. Oh, my opponent is cracking Spell Bomb immediately. Why? Just to draw a card? They had another Spell Bomb. No, they had 2 Ensnaring Bridge and 1 Keen Sense, which is something similar to a Curiosity, right? My opponent wants to create constructs and enchant them to draw cards. Glaring Flash Wrecker. I'm not familiar with Lantern decks, guys, because I don't play Modern for a long time yet. So is this a regular build? Let me know in the comments below, because I don't know much about Lantern decks. This is a Lantern deck, right? The thing is, my opponent now has 2 Pixies of Pandemonium, so if I keep a card on top, oh, my opponent exiles immediately. Opponent is okay. Now I can have a Steam Vent. Not sure why my opponent did that. So let's draw our Steam Vents. I'll play it. I fear Glaring Flash Wrecker so much that I'm thinking about killing it now, even if that means we'll have only 1 land. Because my opponent can kill me so fast with this card. It's an unknown deck for me. But I think I'll do that, guys, and try to top deck land again. I don't want to lose immediately to Glaring Flash Wrecker. Maybe it's just me having nightmares with this card because of Legacy. But if my opponent can, I don't know, cast 1 single Kozilek's command into a second Kozilek's command, and then we will lose this. Okay, my opponent will not. Okay, my opponent has a construct. They will not tap their colored mana. They decided to sacrifice their Eldrazi dead. They might have. Okay, now they have Lantern. The Lantern deck, after all. They have green mana. Codex Shredder. Okay, they target us with Shredder. Now Pixies of Pandemonium. And now, okay, my opponent noted that we need lands, and they will try to not give us lands we need. So we are drawing Arclight Phoenix. As we dredge. I don't think we will dredge, guys. Actually, I don't think we will win this game. Dredging there will not do what we need. I can feel my soul dying inside playing against Lon. If that makes any sense. Spellbomb in the main deck, Flash Wrecker, Ensnaring Bridge, Keen Sense. This works like a prison deck with main deck Graveyard Hate and Urza Saga. Fetch their mana cost artifacts. Opponent creates a second construct and attacks me. I cannot block. They have a Kozilek's command on top. 2 Pixies and 1 Lantern and 1 Codex Shredder will never win this. Dredge now? Yeah. How to win against this deck after sideboarding? If I want to be fast, my opponent can mulligan until they have a Spell Bomb or maybe more Graveyard Hate. Have Urza Saga. After they cast Pixies or Lantern or both together, it's pretty difficult to dig into answers. Let's see what we can do. This is my first time playing Phoenix Dredge again. Lantern. So have Ancient Grudge. I don't think we need Gravestones. Maybe my opponent has Surgical, but I don't think I can spend turn 1 casting Silent Gravestone against this deck. They need 2 turns to create an engine against us. So we must have something good on turn 1. Or something incredible on turn 2. Need lands. Let's take both Dark Blast. I know they are dredgers, but we don't have targets for them. That's it. We don't have too much against Lantern. Fortunately, we don't have much against Lantern. Yeah, Cathartic Reunion. Is this again that game plan? Turn 1 Surveil Land, turn 2 Cathartic Reunion, turn 3 Profit. We are so unfavored anyways, I think, against this deck, if they have a good starting hand. Maybe their starting hand is not always that great, right? Maybe they have only one Spell Bomb, and they have a turn 1 Urza Saga to fetch that Spell Bomb on turn 3. Maybe this is good enough. Let's skip. So I'll play Scouting Turn, of course. At this time, let's be more cautious. Let's Scouting Turn at the end of my turn. They have a basic Swan. Oh no! Oh no. Is this a game where we will cast Bloodghast on turn 2, Stink Within on turn 3, Arclight Phoenix on turn 4, and try to win with creatures? No, right. Well, let's try to do our thing. Let's grab Thundering Falls here. But this could be... okay, we have Blood Crypt on top. Now, let's play for a win. We need to draw something here. Because my opponent has Ensnaring Breach, so this is not... okay, Otherworldly Gaze. Let's cast it now in case we reveal some Bloodghast. I know this is nothing... Okay, Grudge. I like all of those cards. We could put Grudge in our graveyard, but I think since my opponent has so many artifacts, maybe it is good. Let's keep everything in this order. I'll play Blood Crypt tapped. My opponent started with a Thoughtseize, so maybe their starting hand is lower than the previous one. Or the Saga, please. Okay, just a waste. Two basics. And a second Thoughtseize. Okay, probably a mistake because my opponent saw my hand the previous turn, right? And the only different card there was Otherworldly Gaze, I think. Right or wrong? Maybe my opponent kept a hand with two Thoughtseizes and thinks this is a better way to show the matchup. Have a looting on top, right? Oh, they have Spellbomb. Okay, this explains their process, the thoughts. Is this over, guys? We lost game 1. My opponent has a Spellbomb in play and 4 cards in their hand. Is this over? How can I tempt my opponent to crack that Spellbomb? We have 2 cards that we want on top, so I think we must cast this looting anyways. If I discard Bloodghast and land, then play a fetch land, we'll at least have a Bloodghast. My opponent cracks Spellbomb. If they don't, we can cast Ancient Grudge, targeting Spellbomb and force them to do that now. Oh, my opponent will do it now. Okay. But now we should cast Otherworldly Gaze now to order the cards on top. I could keep an Ancient Grudge open, but okay. Okay. Okay, my opponent is down to 10. And I'll keep this Grudge on top, because the easiest way to lose this game is my opponent plays 1 and 2 artifacts next turn. This way, any Bloodghast will have haste, including this one. And now my opponent will go down to wait. We have Ancient Grudge on top. This is turn 3. Opponent had a Spellbomb, 2 Thoughtseizes. We are winning, somehow. Okay, Urza Saga is there. To ruin our day. And Flash Wrecker, this is not an artifact. We don't have a removal spell for that. But I don't think my opponent will block, so my opponent is virtually on 6 here. Now I think I will not play Stink with Imp, I will just keep our instants available. Cast one of them twice. Opponent has artifacts. Okay, Lantern. Lantern's there. Unfortunately, now my opponent has more mana, more blockers. Bubble on top. We have a Golgari Thug on top. Oh, a second Spell Bomb. Oh, okay, and my opponent has an Urza Saga in play. Maybe a third Spell Bomb? In game 1, I told you something like feeling my soul dying inside. I can feel that again. Well, at least we have answers for that now, right? My opponent has a black mana open, so if I cast Ancient Grudge targeting Spellbomb, they will crack it immediately just to draw a card, right? But I think we need to do that. We'll try to destroy Lantern first, but it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter. My opponent still has 2 cards in their hand. Let's tap this early, right? Red mana. Yeah, my opponent does exactly that. Oh, they will not draw a card? Not. So they have something in their hand that costs 2 or 3 mana and can be flashed in the battlefield. Opponent didn't draw a card. They could draw that Mishra's Bubble. Okay. Lava Dart. Are we doing the same move that we did in the previous game? Casting Lava Dart twice just to kill Flash Wrecker? I believe so. I believe this is a necessity. Because my opponent will just put so many blockers and mana if we don't do that. I don't want to lose one of my lands. Which one? The black one, probably. Blood Crypt. Let's tap this for mana. Casting our first Lava Dart. Now we'll cast it for the second time. We have Grudge. Destroy one of my opponent's artifacts. Let's see if they will build the construct. No, just tapping for mana. What do they have now? Pixies of Pandemonium. So my opponent can exile cards from the top of our library. This is not especially good without a Lantern, right? Okay, because Lex Command is there. exiling target creature, and creating colorless spell tokens. My opponent doesn't want to scry. They want mana, so they must have something good in their hand if they want 2 more mana for next turn. That also means that my opponent fearing... Maybe they just want blockers? Okay, now they have Lantern. Let's see what we have on top before decide. Okay, we have only a land. And it's not good. Want enablers. Okay, let's destroy one of them. Again, I'm not sure if it matters because we would probably destroy both, right? Targeting the Lantern first maybe suggests to my opponents that I want the... Maybe they tap Pandemonium, Pixies of Pandemonium, just force me to not draw them. Yeah. See, let's see. I don't want that land. See if the mind games will work or not. Yeah, my opponent call for it. So let's try Pixies now. We need to do that now. Not even sure if we need to do it now. Maybe my opponent has another artifact, and this is our last artifact corruption, right? Oh, another Flash Wrecker. My opponent has only one card in their hand. It's Mishra's Bubble, so my opponent is hellbent now. How can we win this game? My opponent will have so many blockers. Either Arclight Phoenixes or Creeping Chills, Lava Darts. Blood Gas will probably not be good enough unless my opponent uses their spell tokens to cast more things. Okay, my opponent corrects Bubble. Okay, they saw our top card and now they want us to exile that card. So it's probably good, so let's fetch in response. I'll have Stomping Ground. Tapped. I have black anymore, unfortunately. Draw a fresh draw, please. Oh, land. Cannot draw lands in a row here. If we start to draw lands in a row, we'll probably lose. Because we don't have black mana anymore, so we cannot cast creatures. We can cast an Arclight Phoenix if we draw one. My opponent has Llanowar Waste. Attacks? No blocks. Okay, now my opponent has an artifact here. Can force us to mill cards. We want to mill some cards, right? This is not a problem. But they can also sacrifice it to return a card from their graveyard to their hand, paying 5 mana. Now they have access to 4 mana. Okay, they are forcing us to mill a card, that's fine. Another land, Cephalid Coliseum. And I think we need to use our last spell to destroy some artifacts. I think we need to destroy the Codex. I'd like to destroy the Pixies, but can lose to that card. Another land. Oh. At this point, I think we might fetch every land from our deck, so we cannot draw more lands. Is that possible? Can we do it? Opponent attacks dealing 2 damage again. They have 1 fresh card in their hand. Okay, they tap Pixies again. 1 face down card exiled. Let's fetch Arid Mista here. We have only 1 mountain. Only 2 fetch lands in our deck now. So let's draw something. Okay. Okay. You see, guys, thinning the deck is an utopia. Doesn't matter. You can thin the deck, you can thin the deck, you will never thin the deck. And now my opponent has Kozilek's Command, and life is awful. But is creates a draw spawn tokens, and now they will scry 1. Okay, they decided to not use their mana. They could sacrifice 2 draw spawn tokens to create 2 more. They decided to not do that. So they want mana, probably to sacrifice Pixies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they have 7 mana. They can sacrifice Pixie. Yeah, that is what is happening. So this is a lottery, right? Okay, my opponent has an Ensnaring Bridge and another Pixies. And we have a Golgari Thug. How can we win this? How? We are down to 8 life. We can block with our Thug, but... Oh, Lava Darts. Let's see. At least we can kill a Flash Wrecker. Okay, maybe Wooded Foothills is not that bad. It allows us to at least shuffle our library. So I can attack with Thug. If my opponent blocks, we kill Flash Wrecker. Thug will see itself. It will be on top of our library, and then we fetch just to shuffle and have a natural draw. And this way we'll still have a Lava Dart in our graveyard. Now my opponent has an Ensnaring Bridge. We don't have ways to deal with Ensnaring Bridge anymore. Already used our 2 Grudges. So we need Lava Darts, Creeping Chills to win the game. To have some chills, but we don't have black mana. If you draw Creeping Chill, we'll probably... If we draw Creeping Chill, we'll probably lose the game. So let's attack with Thug. The odds are not in our favor. Yeah, my opponent is blocking. So everything according to the plan, sort of. Golgari Thug sees itself, and now it's on top of our library. And now let's kill Flash Wrecker. My opponent is virtually on 5. Virtually on 5. So we need 1 Creeping Chill and 2 Lava Darts, or maybe they fetch. Do they have a fetch land? They could cast a Thoughtseize targeting us. That would be amazing. Second Ensnaring Breach, that's fine. Okay, a Lantern. My opponent to have Golgari on top. Now that my opponent has Lantern and Pixies again, can we win this? Feels impossible. Let's fetch. Maybe on time? We can win on time. We don't have fetchable lands anymore. We have 2 Bloodghasts. Now the top card is a Bloodghast. Don't want to draw Bloodghast, but we don't have a choice. Now I have Goblin Lore on top. My opponent will probably exile Goblin Lore. Yeah. We need to have, I don't know, 3 good cards on top. Oh, my opponent has Surgical Extraction. Thoughtseize. Kozilek's Command. Glaring Flashwrecker. 2 Spell Bombs. Surgical Extraction and Ensnaring Breach. Maybe we can win on time. Because we are losing on time so far, but my opponent's deck is so slow that this is something that can happen. But I need to play faster if I don't want to lose on time. Okay, we have a Faithless looting. My opponent will probably tap right now, right? So we cannot draw looting. I think we dimp on top. And Arclight Phoenix on top. We can cast Phoenix, but our opponent has 2 Ensnaring Breach, so it doesn't matter. Our opponent is not winning, but at any moment they will pay 7 mana to activate Pixies of Pandemonium again. Now they have Urza's Saga, have another looting on top, but oh no, my opponent tapped Pixies of Pandemonium. That was maybe a mistake. I wanted to exile my top card. I don't see it. Okay, let's take this opportunity. This is the opportunity we have. We will cast Faithless Looting here. My opponent has 1 card in their hand. Hopefully it's not a Kozilek's Command. Oh, I'm sorry, it was that Surgical Extraction. Yeah, sure. So my opponent is targeting Lava Dart. Fire. Okay, and the music is too loud. Let's focus here. Maybe. Okay, we have a Phoenix and Otherworldly Gaze. On top we have an Arid Mist. So let's discard Bloodghast and I could cast Phoenix, but my opponent is Hellbent, so let's cast Otherworldly Gaze, probably twice. Maybe looting. Okay, we have 1 Creeping Chill there. Our chance. Maybe this is our chance. Okay, so Creeping Chill triggers. Opponent is down to 2. We have 4 cards exiled that we cannot see. So roll Lava Dart to win this game. Let's cast Loot. I cannot think anymore. My brain is fried. My soul is dead. Let's Dredge 5 and Dredge 4. We have 1 Lava Dart there. Got 2 Dredgers. Our opponent is virtually on 1 life. We have 12 cards in our deck. Our opponent has a Pixies of Pandemonium and a Lantern. Our top card is a Faithless Looting. My opponent knows that. So maybe they will tap there and then we can cast Otherworldly Gaze twice. What is that? Common Vault? And I discard a card, look at the top X cards of our library, where X is the number of artifacts. Okay. Opponent will activate Pixies again. Let's spin the wheel. I have a Phoenix, my opponent has a Glaring Flashwrecker. Doesn't matter for any of us. I have 7 minutes left, and this is game 2. Dredge 5. I have Faithless Looting there. My opponent doesn't have the Pixies anymore. Only Lantern. Top card is Thug. Let's think a little bit here, because we have 1 dart, 2 darts, 3 darts. We didn't side out a Lava Dart, right? Again, Creeping Chills are gone. 4 Creeping Chills are gone. Yeah. Lava Dart 1, 2, 3 with that Lava Dart. Let's see our sideboard again. Okay, guys, I think we have the win here. We need to dredge 7 cards. One of them is Lava Dart. 1, 2, 3. Not die by accident here. We have dredge 3 and 4. So we must resolve Faithless Looting to win. Is that possible? Wait. Let's pay attention. Dredge 4. Yeah, Lava Dart is there. Dredge 3, why not? No, let's draw. Well, let's not dredge if we don't need to. Ooh, I cannot believe it, guys. I cannot believe. We will win with 5 minutes left. We still need to win 1 more game. My opponent had Spellbomb, Thoughtseize, Flashwrecker, Kozilek's Command, Multiples, Ensnaring Breach, Destruction. We won that. Can we do anything different? Guys, I speechless. Need some water. But we don't have time. I need to rest a little bit after this second game, but we don't have time. 2 minutes? Let's submit. Okay, after a brief break. No lands and no lands. Let's go to 5. Can we win this? This hand can win. Let's skip. This is a hand that can win the game. Unfortunately, I cannot keep Lava Darts. But this can win the game. Opponent kept 7 cards. Let's play fast. Blooming Marsh, Codex. Yeah, opponent, please target us. We want to mill a card. Burning Inquiry is good. We need a second land. Come on, looting. Second land. Let's grab Stomping Ground here. Not sure actually if this is the best. Steam Vents would be better. No second land. That's scary. We need a second land. Game. Can I win just casting Burning Inquiry? Okay, the Vault. Opponent activates that immediately. Glaring Flashwrecker on turn 2. Right? My opponent kept 7. So this is their plan. Let's Dredge 5. Creeping Chill. Oh, 2 Bloodghast. Definitely need a land to win here. Have Dredgers. Oh! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm too tired. I misclicked and passed to the combat phase. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. Oh, this could be... I have 1 Phoenix and 1 Inquiry. This could be a turn to win. Hopefully I'm not the game. Let's cast Burning Inquiry. This was supposed to happen before the combat. Dredge 5. We don't have time to think. Let's go. Dredge 5 and Dredge 5. I have 1 Phoenix there. But this is for next turn. Next turn we have Goblin Lore and 2 darts. We cannot lose a single second. But at the same time I want to think. That could have 1, 2, 3 Phoenixes. That would be so amazing. Bringing back 3 Phoenixes last turn. My opponent has only 1 card in their hand. Maybe my opponent's hand is not that good. Okay, they cracked a Mishra's Bubble to draw 1 extra card. They know what we have on top, but it doesn't matter because we'll dredge anyways. They don't have a Graveyard Hate. Maybe it's Surgical. Maybe it is Surgical. You'll have 3 Creeping Chills. We'll hit all of them now with Goblin Lore. I believe in that. Dredge 5. Goblin Lore. Come on. 2 mana. Okay, it's resolving. Dredge 5. 1 chill. Another Arclight Phoenix. Dredge 4. Another chill. Dredge 4. 11 cards left. Dredge 3. 2 chills. 2 darts. My opponent to go down to 11. 2 darts to 9. 1 Phoenix. 2 Phoenixes. 3 Phoenixes. 1, 2, 3. Is that lethal? Oh, we have 4 Phoenixes? 4 Phoenixes coming back. Are we winning this? In less than 2 minutes? After that slog of game 2? Right, guys, coming back for our last round, and we are actually playing for a trophy. I took some minutes and a glass full of water after our previous match. Now I'm ready to continue this. We are paired against ZoDaKittyBot, and this hand is a Kip. We have a Creeping Chill. Creeping Chill is not good in our starting hand, of course, but the rest of our hand is pretty solid. We don't have Dredgers yet, but we're going to find them. With 3 great enablers, we'll definitely find them. Our opponent also kept 7 cards. So let's play our basic mounting and cast Looting. Oh, 2 Phoenixes. Okay, let's discard the Bloodghast and 1 of them. No Dredgers yet, but 2 great threats graveyard. The other one is in our hand. Maybe next turn we will discard Creeping Chill and Arclight Phoenix just to draw 3 cards without dredging, just to draw our enabler. One has a Shatter Skull. Oh, not used to see this card being played in Modern. Kirk Prospector. This is a legit Goblins deck in Modern. Okay, we have Bloodghast now. So we have 2 cards that we want to discard. So let's bring back our Bloodghast. Kirk Prospector. That's super scary. This is a Goblin aggro / combo deck. Let's cast Cathartic Reunion, guarding Arclight Phoenix and Bloodghast. Okay, we have a second Creeping Chill. This is not good, but we have another Faithless Looting for next turn. And those 2 Phoenixes will probably come back next turn. Faithless Looting plus Burning Inquiry plus Lava Dart, or plus 2 Lava Darts, we can bring back Phoenix without dredging. It's weird. See what my opponent can do. We are down to 17 because of their land. My heart is still pumped as after that previous game. I need to breathe in, breathe. Okay, more 3 life for our opponent. My opponent has many lands that are not land. Oh no, that's Storm. Pyretic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Empty the Warrens? Okay. The opponent can sacrifice 7 goblins to have 7 mana. Goblin Rebel Master? Is this an aggro build or a combo build? Not sure, but now my opponent has several goblins. So Bloodghast will not hit my opponent this game. Draw a land. So do we need to kill Rebel Master? Let's start with Faithless Loot. Okay. Resolved quickly. I think I'll discard both Creeping Chills, right? We are not going to cast them game. Let's cast our second Looting. 2 lands. Come on, deck. I discard 1 Lava Dart and 1 Arid Mesa. Or maybe 2 lands. Yeah, let's keep 1 Lava Dart for the next turn. We could try Burning Inquiry here, but I don't think so. Let's guarantee 2 Phoenixes. My opponent has only 2 cards in their hand, so I don't think they will combo. They had access to 7 mana last turn, and they just did cast Rebel Master. I think we need Stomping Ground here in case we hit a Life from the Law. I don't think we need blue. Or maybe, yeah, you know what, let's keep blue, because we have a Burning Inquiry and maybe we hit an Otherworldly Gaze. So let's sacrifice our basic mountain here. I think our opponent has Blood Moons. Now our both Phoenixes will come back. We can attack with everyone, I think. And if my opponent has a second Rebel Master, it will not be lethal. They need more than that. Now my opponent will go down to 6. Have lethal next turn, my opponent needs something really good. Without dredging, guys. turn 3. We couldn't hit a Dredger. We have 12 Dredgers in our main deck. Couldn't hit any Dredger, but we are winning the game. Let's see. Let's not celebrate yet. Because weird things can happen when your opponent has a Skirk Prospector in play. Opponent is thinking during the what phase? They are attacking with 3 goblins? 3? What does that mean? They are keeping 2 goblins to block Bloodghast? Is that correct? Maybe they have something that costs 4 mana. They have 3 cards in their hand. Maybe they are casting something. Casting goblins. 3 tapped goblins. 2 mana. 5 mana spell. Oh, Shadow Skull Smashing just to kill 1 Phoenix. But this is not the best move, guy. We will bring those Phoenixes back. Yeah. Cast our first Lava Dart, I think. So you cannot block or ghast anymore. Guys, this might be our first trophy playing Modern on this channel. I played several Dredge lists to several 4-1 results in this channel before, but maybe this is our first trophy. Okay, forget about what I was saying. Let's not celebrate that yet. One of these a weird deck that I might not be prepared to win against it. It is a Goblin deck. My opponent has a Goblin Rebel Master on turn 1 or something. Lightning Axe are good. Otherworldly Gaze, 1 Lore, 1 Loam. I'm not sure if we'll have the time to cast Life from the Loam in this game. But at least we have more answers to goblins. Like we have answers to cats, to monkeys. Now we have answers to goblins. This is a good hand. We have Lightning Axe, Faithless Looting. We can kill a goblin on turn 1 and then crack Cephalid Coliseum on turn 2 and win on turn 3. What is that? Chancellor of the Forge. The beginning of the first upgrade of 1 goblin. Okay, this is what my opponent wants to do. Create goblins with. This costs 7 mana. Okay, my opponent has Volcanic Fissure. And, oh, 2 mana. Oh, 4 mana. Oh, 7 mana. What? Oh no. We lost. We lost. The Goblin Charbelcher. Alright, okay, this makes sense. This is a whoops all spells, but Goblin build. Okay, let's see this, because this is my first time playing against this deck. That's actually exciting. Okay, my opponent has 4 lands, but probably just to be okay, Relic of Progenitus. Goblins, Goblin, Charbelcher, Relics, any rituals, 1 Rebel Master, 3 Goblin Charbelchers, 3 Relic of Progenitus, okay? So my opponent's graveyard hate is Relic of Progenitus. I don't think Upso spells, red Upso spells like my opponent's deck will always have a great turn 1 like they had last turn. But what did amaze me, if I include Ancient Grudge here, I think it's just too slow. What did amaze me last game is that my opponent had 2 finishers in their hand, and they could cast one or the other one. I think no changes here. I don't think my opponent will be that fast every time, but we need to be lucky, of course, because we don't have counterspells. So just a regular hand like you had on game 1 opponent. Just a turn 1 Prospector. Yeah, this is a keep. We have lands, we have 1 removal spell, we have dredgers, we have other enablers for the next turns. If my opponent has a turn 1 Goblin and pass a turn, we need to to have a turn 2 to try to win this game anyways. So I think we will not hold Lightning Axe here. We will just cast Faithless Looting, trying to hit our second land. Okay, we did hit our second land. Let's discard. I have Cathartic, right? So let's discard our 2 dredgers. Or maybe 1 dredger and 1 Bloodghast. Yeah, that's better because we can discard 2 dredgers to Cathartic anyways, in case my opponent doesn't have a goblin. And in case my opponent has a goblin, we have 2 mana, 1 mana cost spells. Okay, my opponent has Spectre. Ooh. We can win now. At least we can kill the Prospector. 2 chills, right? Down to 11. Now, let's cast Otherworldly Gaze first in case we hit other Bloodghasts. Ooh, those Bloodghasts will enter the battlefield with haste. That's so mean. We are putting our opponent down to 4 on turn 2. And we are killing their combo piece. At the same time. Guys, I think we will win this. Unless my opponent has ritual, something huge. I think we have this. My opponent needs to pay 3 life to play another land. See? Oh, my opponent told me here, that was a quick match. GG's. We won. We won. We won our first trophy in playing Modern here on this channel. Feels so amazing, guys. Let's talk a little bit about our deck and how can we keep evolving this. So, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. You see, as a deck builder, of course I like to win, but at this point playing Magic the Gathering, after creating so many decks in Legacy, I'm used to win playing my own decks, my own builds and creations and lists, whatever. And this is my own creation. This feels like a son. This feels like my own blood. You know what I mean? So having my first trophy playing Modern on this channel here, because I started playing Modern just a few months ago. I'm not playing Modern consistently. Let's remember that I didn't play Modern the last week. I played my previous Phoenix build more than a week ago. So I'm so excited for this new strategy here. This deck really has legs. I think we did something great here on this channel again. we did create some beautiful dredge decks in the last year, but in Legacy, and now we're doing the same in Modern. Let's see, Life from the Loam was useful, I believe, once in this whole league, but it was important to win that game. You would probably not win without Life from the Loam, that specific game. In the other games and matches, I don't think Life from the Loam was that useful, but that's okay. Dark Blast was useful against creature decks, and it wasn't useful against combo decks. I believe Bloodgas, Phoenix, and Chills are balanced as 12 threats, and Lava Dart is also a finisher. We had opportunities to see Creeping Chill being milled first, and then Bloodgas being finishers, with Phoenix or not. And sometimes we did hit Bloodgas Phoenixes early in the game, and then the opponent can deal with our creatures, but then Creeping Chill is our finisher. So I do think that the thing was missing to tie this deck together was Lava Dart. Lava Dart, this common, this pauper card that can deal 2 damage to any target at instant speed and help us to bring back Arclight Phoenix. When I was doing my research to build this deck, I did a quick search to see if any Phoenix deck was using Lava Dart, and I couldn't find one. So I knew that I wasn't including regular cantrips like Preordain or something. That what I wanted for this deck was the Faithless looting that we know and love, Otherworldly Gaze, cards that can dig and select, and then we will hit our best enablers that cost 2 mana. Goblin Lore was so good in this league. I believe we won 1 or 2 games thanks to Goblin Lore. Pathetic Reunion is also good. Burning Inquiry was good. Maybe this is the right balance, guys. 2, 2, and 2. For looting, 4 gazes, 2 Inquiry, 2 Reunion, and 2 Lore. Maybe this is what this deck wants. Once or twice we had a Burning Inquiry in our starting hand, and that was awkward for a moment, but and that's why I don't see this deck playing the full playset of Burning Inquiry. And Goblin Lore is so good because you can just draw 4 this huge impression of a breakthrough, but in Modern. And dredging once more, it's what you need to hit that last Creeping Shield, to that last thing, or hit 2 Lava Darts to win the game. So I do like at least 2 Goblin Lore. In Legacy, usually I play only 2 breakthrough in my main deck, sometimes even 1. Some decks use 3 when they are more all-in, designed to be more all-in to trying to win on turn 1. But having Modern in mind, Goblin Lore, 2 copies of Goblin Lore are probably really good in this deck. And our sideboard was used, right? Into the Football wasn't useful this league, but because we didn't see Leyline of the Void, but so many other cards. Leyline was great to win the game against blue-black. Maybe you could fit a 4th Leyline here instead of the 3rd Silent Gravestone. Maybe we keep only 3 bounce spells. I don't like to have only 3 bounce spells because every now and then we'll see a deck using Leyline of the Void and you want at least 4 bounce spells again. But I like 3 Lightning Axe, and 2 copies of Ancient Grudge were excellent against Lantern. I don't think I would stand a chance against that deck without repeatable Artifact Disruption. That game, that second game, that long game that we played, card was excellent. Guys, I need to have some breath, make some dinner, and rest. I'll take a screenshot here to post this on social media. If you were not following me there yet, please do, because I always post my new deck lists before posting new videos here on YouTube. I'm posting my new I'm so happy, my new designs, my new lists. I'm posting there on X, Twitter. That's it, guys. Let's keep evolving this new archetype, Phoenix Dredge, or this sub-archetype, I don't know. And please, please, please let me know here in the comments, what do you think about this? Is this future of Modern Dredge, or is just a new opportunity to test new cards and new strategies? This felt good. This deck feels good. See you soon. Bye.